Hi everybody, Mrs. Miller here with First Chapter Friday. So this week's book is called The Truth as Told by Mason Buttle, and it is by Leslie Connor. And this book is a really, really great book. It's about, of course, Mason Buttle. And as you can tell from his last name, Buttle, he gets made fun of a lot. And he's also not very smart. And you can tell when you read the book that there are some different learning disabilities that he might have. And he is the narrator of the book. And he's had a lot of kind of unfortunate things happen to him in his life. And the book is about what happened. And one of those unfortunate things, he lives with his uncle and his grandmother. His mother died, and his best friend also died. So it is such a good book. It's such a heartwarming book. So we'll start. Tell you what, I already know who stuffed this t-shirt into my locker. Matt Drinker did that. He took a Sharpie to it. Fat black letters. He wrote "stupid" on it. Same way I spelled my word in the spelling bee on Friday morning. A kid like me does not belong in a spelling bee, but it is for all of 7th grade. This is not how I would kick off the school year, but I'm not in charge. Elimination rounds start in the classroom. I'm eliminated. I saw a movie about a spelling bee once. There was a girl, and she had a magic about her. She could hear her word, any word at all, and the letters wrote themselves in the air. It happened in swirls and sparkles, with fuzzy bees and fairies making glitter trails. The letters opened like apple blossoms. They flowed like paint off a brush, always the right letter. People said that couldn't really happen, seeing things that way. It's just a movie trick. But I believe what the girl saw. At least some. I see things too, but no fairy wings, no flowers blooming. Here's what happened on Friday morning. I heard my word. Stopped. Had to be the easiest word ever in a 7th grade spelling bee. Tell you what, I knew I was going to spell it right. Stopped has double letters. I like those. It's like getting a 2 for 1. Well, too bad, because as soon as I thought of that, I thought of another word. Starts with the same sound and has double letters somewhere around the middle part. Stoop. I have been with my brain for 12 long years. I know how it puts things wrong, so I closed my eyes. I thought, okay, Mason, don't let it in your head. Don't go spelling stoop. That's not your word. Your word is stopped. Under my eyelids, I started to see the letters. That's why I say it's like that girl from the movie. I can see letters, but for me, they go ugly. They fade or swell up, they slide away. If my eyes had pinchers on them, I'd grab the letters and hold them still. Tick, tick, tick. You cannot take your time in a spelling bee. Stopped. S and T. Those were correct. I knew they were. I said them. I got the safe feeling. The spelling timer ticked again. I tried to see the letters clear, but they fuzzed. Then they blobbed. I have seen it plenty of times. I squeezed my eyes shut tighter. I thought, please, let me get this. I saw fat letters, blurry letters. Then came the other things I see. Color. Happens sometimes. This time it was dirty green. Floats in like smoke. Happens when I can't get the answers right. That green is the color of pressure on me. A spelling bee is pressure. I rolled my eyeballs behind my lids, tried to erase all that mess. My brain got itself caught on the other word, stoop. Double letters. Tick, tick. I saw 2 O's. I said 2 O's. Somebody snorted. I knew I was wrong, knew I had to finish. Get it over with. I wiped my sweaty hands on my pants. Stopped. I heard a P sound. I said it quick. Knew there was something more. T on the end? No, D. It would be D on the end, but not just D. Tick, tick. No time. I said I and D. What I spelled was S-T-U-P. Toopid. What it sounded like was stupid. The buzzer sounded. The whole classroom roared. Matt Drinker loves when something like that happens. That's why I'm guessing he put this stupid shirt inside my locker. He must have picked my lock to do it. Funny thing is, I know what the shirt said because of the two O's in the middle. I knew in 2 blinks. Matt doesn't know it, but he did me a big favor. I always take 2 shirts to school, unless I forget. I change just before lunch. This is because of how I sweat. It is a lot. Can't stop it, can't hide it. I need to be dry at the lunch table, otherwise I'm a total gross out kid. Well, today was a day that I forgot my extra shirt, so I'm wearing this one. It says stupid on it. It's big and it fits me. It's clean and dry. I'm going to keep moving. Maybe nobody will see what it says. And if they do, well, tell you what, plenty worse has happened. Other kids look up to me in the hallway. They have to. I'm the biggest, tallest 7th grader at Mary Mac Middle School, by a lot. Today I'm moving fast. They laugh when they see me. Laughing is better than no laughing. I smile. I know I look funny, like a big walking billboard for stupid with 2 O's. I'm skipping the cafeteria. It's a wild place. Seems like a stupid shirt could start a food fight. I am headed to the swoof. That's Miss Blinny's room. I take giant steps all the way down the hall. I think about this. The swoof has double O's in it, like the word on my shirt. Funny name, the swoof. Miss Blinny made that up. She used some little tile letters. They came from a sign that said social work office. I know that because Miss Blinny told me. She was making the swoof sign the day I met her. Mrs. Lorenz from the elementary school brought me over to the middle school on the last day of 5th grade so I could meet her friend. We walk through the front part of the office where there's a big soft couch and 2 beanbag chairs, also a lava lamp, and the little table with the snack basket on top. There are posters on the walls and a whole lot of clutter. Miss Blinny's desk is the last thing, tucked behind a bookcase by the window. Something smelled hot in there that day. I went to meet Miss Blinny. Sure enough, she was holding a glue gun in one hand and pushing those letter tiles around her desk with the other. Pink paint was drying on a nice wooden shape. A pink paintbrush was drying on her desk. Miss Blinny sure was busy, but when she saw me, she looked up and smiled. She said, "Oh yeah, Mason, glad to meet you." The smile got bigger. She stayed looking at me like a person shining from the inside out. At me. Her glue gun dripped a glob of hot stuff onto her papers. I said, "Be careful." She said, "Oh, oops," dripping. Then there went another string of glue. She grabbed a tissue, but she spilled a tub of glitter beads across her desk. She smiled with a big open mouth and bright happy eyes. "Ha! Look at that, Mason, a sparkle spill." She took a picture of it. That has been her screensaver for more than a year now. There was a new social work office sign on the door when school started last September. I mean, the plain kind, like the school puts up. But Miss Blinny has finished her glitter project too. She stuck her pink swoof sign on the door. Tell you what, makes the room easy to find. I like the way she is, Miss Blinny, how she spills things and doesn't wait for paint to dry. So today I turn the corner to her room, breathe out a breath, the kind that means you made it home. I like swoof. I am always welcome here. Okay, so as you can see, Mason gets made fun of a lot, and I really, really liked Mason. In the book, I was really pulling for him with all of the things and adventures he got into, and when he would remember some things that happened in the past, you just wanted it to work out really well, and I liked how he always said, "Tell you what," in the book. And, you know, this book really kind of spoke to me because when I was in middle school, I got made fun of a lot. I was different. I was a new kid in a school where everybody knew everybody and everybody was related to everybody. And I made one small mistake when I was in 6th grade when I first moved to the school, and nobody ever forgot it. So I understand where Mason is coming from. But I also want to tell you this about that. You know, there were people who helped me, and I never forgot those people. People who told me that, you know, don't listen to those people, Katie. I'll fight for you. So I just want to tell you too that if you're a little bit like Mason and people are bullying you or making fun of you or you don't feel included, there's hope. And what comes around goes around, and you'll see that in this story with Mason, with the people who were making fun of him. But the people who made fun of me, I don't know where they are today. Honestly, I don't care. But I do know this, that, you know, all these people made fun of me, but they grew up too. And I was nice to those people still. But when I was a senior in high school, one of the best things ever happened to me. Not one of the best, but at the time, it was pretty awesome. So the teachers were the ones who nominated the kids for the prom court. And the teachers nominated me for the prom court. And I wasn't on there because of how I looked, trust me. But I had kids who came up to me and said, Katie, my table voted for you at lunch. And other kids who were on the prom court, I heard somebody say, hey, I voted for you. And she's like, oh, that's the second person who voted for me. So I became the prom queen. And I was probably one of the most unlikely people to ever become a prom queen, but I was. So there's hope if you get made fun of, and I want to tell you that's not the end of your story, especially here in middle school. Don't let those people get you down. And if you see other people making fun of other kids, then, you know, do something to help them to make it nice. It's Kindness Month. We're starting tomorrow, so, you know, try to do something to make a difference for somebody else. There's always hope, and you never know. You might be that person who turns it around for that person who's been made fun of. And if you're making fun of people, well, one day you'll get what you deserve. Have a great week, everybody.